W16. The first engine we'll show you today is the legendary 8-liter 16-cylinder W16 with 4 turbochargers, and although it was first installed in mass-produced cars in 2005, it's too early to consider it obsolete. This engine is still amazing, and recently Bugatti announced that they're not going to take it out of production for at least another 10 years. The first mass-produced car, a W16, was the Bugatti Veyron. This model was later replaced by the Bugatti Chiron. But with the same engine, it should be noted that the W16 is the result of many specialists' hard and won't work. The device consists of 2 VR8 units. Before, these engines have never been installed in cars. Complemented by 4 turbochargers, they deliver an incredible capacity of over 1,400 horsepower, and so thanks to this engine, the gases are now among the fastest cars on the planet. The modified, more powerful version of the W16 is used in the Bugatti Chiron Supersport 300 Plus. Its capacity is 1,578 horsepower. The Koenigsegg 5-liter V8. The next engine we're going to talk about today is famous for being installed in the amazing Koenigsegg Jesko Mega car. It's a twin-turbo 5-liter V8 engine, but the engineers had to rethink. Its design has a flat plane crankshaft and active engine mounts. The developers claim that this is the world's lightest crankshaft. Among V8 engines, it weighs only 12.5 kilograms. At the same time, the model has 2 turbochargers, 20-liter carbon fiber air tank, and a small electric compressor, all to reduce turbo lag. If you fill the car with gasoline 95, the engine will deliver 1,280 horsepower. If you think that is amazing, replace the gasoline 95 with EC5 biofuel. Then the effect will increase, and the power will be 1,600 horsepower and a torque of 1,500 Newton-meters. Rocket engine RT171MV. Since we're talking about the coolest propulsion units on the planet, we have to mention one so powerful that it can send you to space. You're looking at the RT171MV, a liquid fuel rocket engine created by Russian specialists. It was developed between 2017 and 2019. In the next few years, it'll be installed in the first stage of a new medium class, or use 5-carrier rocket. This amazing engine will also propel the Super Heavy NC rocket, which is scheduled for launch in 2028. The model is a modified version of the RT171M engine. All components are made in Russia. The engine was improved taking into account the shortcomings of its predecessor. For example, the Road 171 megavolts has increased fire protection and a completely new control system. Among specialists, this unit was nicknamed a Tsar engine, and not by chance. Its power is comparable to that of a large power plant. It weighs just over 10 tons, its height is 4.1 meters, and its diameter is 3.5 meters. Caterpillar C17520. If you've always wondered what an engine capable of moving one of the world's heaviest trucks looks like, the C17520 is the answer. You can find it inside the Caterpillar 797 feet, 5 most popular heavy-duty specialized vehicles in the world. It's got 3,793 horsepower. The C17520 is a 4-stroke, 20-cylinder water-cooled diesel engine. Its displacement is almost 106 liters. It should be noted that the device is also genset, that is, the C17520 can supply power to various systems, as it is a complex, expensive units. Each passes assembly to taking into account the requirements for its subsequent operation. For example, its components can be aimed at saving fuel, or producing as few harmful emissions as possible. Either way is an extremely reliable and durable engine that has already been used in Wärtsilä. Turbo 1.6-liter 90 V6. But let's go back from space to cars. For the first time Formula 1 cars were equipped with 1.6-liter V6 turbo engines back in 2014. Back then, the power unit showed about 600 horsepower and about 15,000 RPM. After 6 years, little has changed. Many cars still use this engine. They usually choose modified improved versions. Its current output of 1,000 horsepower allows the cars to accelerate up to 340 to 370 kilometers per hour. Interestingly, features include a high-performance single turbocharger and 2 recovery systems. This means that the engine uses not only the kinetic energy of the culture and braking, but also the heat energy from exhaust gases. The Wärtsilä RTA96C-14. This is a 2-stroke diesel engine with a turbocharger, created by Finnish specialists as a giant engine that can only be used in one kind of vehicle: container ships. As you know, they are the largest commercial vessels in the ocean. It goes without saying that a ship capable of carrying up to 170,000 tons at a time needs a suitable power unit. The RTA96C-14 is installed inside the Danish container ship, the MMS. It's a crosshead engine with a cranked mechanism, equipped with the turbocharger and intercooler. The number of cylinders can vary from 6 to 14. But let's talk about the dimensions. When it comes to truly giant machines, the dimensions are particularly interesting. This engine is 13.4 meters tall and 27 meters long. Its waist is 2,300 tons, and that's not surprising. The crankshaft lean weighs up to 300 tons. The 14-cylinder engine has a working volume of 25,500 liters, and the engine output is almost 109,000 horsepower. The Viper V10, the last engine we'll talk about today, brings us back to the world of high-speed sports cars. Naturally, the Viper V10 engine went into production in 1992. Since then, of course, technology has come a long way and the engine has been vastly improved. We are interested in the latest 5th generation introduced in 2015, with outputs of 645 horsepower and 6,200 RPM. The engineers have increased the cylinder bore and the piston stroke, achieving an increase in volume from 8 to 28.3 lasers. The design of the inlet manifold and camshaft was also improved. The ignition system was equipped with individual coils. All these changes, as well as other modifications, allow the car to accelerate to 330 km per hour. For this, however, is not the limit. Experts say that they could make the engine reach up to 800 horsepower. But why don't they? Because to do so they'd have to violate many environmental regulations.